Hello, my lovely Facebookers. How are you all today? So I'm a little bit late. Apologies. I kind of got carried away doing other things and completely did not see the time. So if you are joining me live for the first time, this is Motivation Monday. We usually do this every Monday. We took a couple of weeks off there because of the bank holiday and then also because we had a big race that we were training for, but we're back. And it's 10 minutes past 3, but we're going to be back and more on time next time, I promise. So first of all, if you are joining live, I would love to hear where it is that you're from. Maybe if you have a specific question, you can go ahead and ask that as we go through it. And today's topic that we're going to be covering as people are joining in is you can't crunch your way to a flat stomach and what you need to do instead. So today we're going to talk specifically about belly fat and how to debunk some of those myths, etc. So as people are coming on board, oh, hello, Ali. Ali's joining us live. I would love to know, what you're doing, what's going on for you. If you're watching me live for the first time or you're watching this as a replay, thank you so very much. My name is Lisa Barwise. I am a wellness alchemist. I believe that I am the kick-ass catalyst in the transformation of women around the world, strong of mind, body and character. I'm the creator of Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training, the author of the Warrior Goddess Body book and its 28-day and Wheel of the Year lifestyle change programs and body shape change programs. So today we're talking about how you cannot basically crunch your way to a flat stomach. So the reason for this topic today was because, believe it or not, I think I keep forgetting about all of the myths that are still out there and the misinformation. And we were doing a core round in my class, which we like to do sometimes, we core finishers. And we do core finishers, and I was making a joke that I hope you do realize that this is not going to help to reduce your belly fat. And there was a lot of them that looked really puzzled. And I was like, you do know that the reason why we do these core finishers is to strengthen your core, for core strength, for core stability, which also helps your hip stability and helps your lower back pain. None of it involves crunch, of course. Most of it, it's Pilates-based moves or adaptations thereof. So it was like, oh, okay, maybe people don't know this. Maybe this isn't something that's common knowledge. So what we tend to say in the biz is that you cannot spot reduce fat, but you can spot train muscle. Okay, so what that basically means is you cannot spot reduce fat. So I can't say, I want to de-wobble my bingo wings, okay? Or I want to lose this fat just above my belly button. And in order to do that, I'm going to do arm workouts like this, or I'm going to do hundreds of crunches to get rid of that, okay? So what actually happens is, and this is also something that people don't get or necessarily understand, is that what toned looked, or that look of having a tight or toned or de-wobbly, as we like to say in our classes, to de-wobble something. It's not about actually reducing that area. What you're actually looking to do is, if you think about it, you have muscle, then you have on top of your muscle, you have the fat, and then on top of the fat, you have your skin, okay? So if there is less fat between your skin and your muscle, you look toned, you look tight, you look lean, okay? All those words that we interchange mean the same thing. But here's the thing, if you don't look at the muscle underneath, if you don't continue to focus on that, and we're going to talk about building lean muscle in a minute, if you don't focus on building lean muscle, what you're just basically doing is reducing the size of something. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're reducing the fat. You could be reducing other things, ligaments, tissue in terms of even like muscle tissue in some instances. So you might not necessarily make it look leaner, you might just make it look less, okay? So it's a thing that we sometimes call skinny fat, where even though you look smaller, you still look wobblier. Does that make any sense? So when it comes to spot reducing fat, you can't do that. The process is twofold, okay? So you can spot train an area. So you can try to increase the muscles in your arm. And in that way, when you increase the muscles in your arm, okay, it tends to make that larger, which would be like, but also what it can do is it makes it look larger so that the skin is therefore smoother because it's tighter and it's leaner. And in that way, it will actually look toned. It might not be any smaller. In some instances, it might actually have got bigger because you've built the muscle underneath. And in that way, your muscle to fat ratio underneath the skin has changed. We call this body composition change, okay? Or in my words, body shape change. So generally when people think about, oh, I want to do crunches, etc., is they want to lean out their midsections. They want to kind of bring in their belly. They want to de-wobble the belly area, okay? And I would get this request pretty much on a daily basis. And what I want to say about this is that unfortunately you cannot tell your body, please take fat from here, or please take fat from here, or please take fat from here as you lose fat, okay? It does not do that. In fact, it completely disobeys you. In fact, we even say that Mother Nature can be a bit of a bitch when it comes to these things, because it never comes off where you want it to. And it depends also on your natural body shape. So if you're somebody who's a natural pear, you tend to lose weight across your chest more, the tops of the arms, the shoulders. You maybe even lose more off the belly, even though the belly is normally quite lean and quite slim anyway. And the last places to go are the hips or the bum or the legs, which are, if you hold weight as a pear, that's where it tends to go. And then for the apple shapes, they tend to have long, lean, nice, lovely legs or lean arms, but it's just an ever increasing middle. This also is the case if you are post 35, maybe even heading into your early 40s, and potentially having some of those signs of, you know, early menopause or premenopausal. This can mean that your waist is just going to get larger and larger, unfortunately, due to the reduction of estrogen in your hormones. And that's kind of what happens. So what can you do? What is the answer? You want to know the answer, right? I'm not going to just leave you in this disaster of it all. So what can you do? What is the answer? So the answer is twofold, okay? So it's focusing on building lean muscle, which is the muscle mass underneath the fat, and you want to build and you want to focus on that first and foremost. And the reason is, and I say lean muscle because I don't want you to be thinking about big beefcakes. I want you to be thinking about being strong. I want you to think about that toned look that happens with regards to your legs and your bum and your arms and your shoulders, okay? So when you focus on building lean muscle, what actually happens is the muscle becomes more calorie hungry and will begin to help you to burn the fat, okay? It also boosts your metabolism. It makes your metabolism work better. And as your metabolism works better, you burn more calories anyway. And as an effect, you can lose the fat. You can lose weight. The other thing is if you don't build lean muscle underneath the fat in the skin, when you do reduce your size from this size to this size, you end up just looking really skinny, and you can end up also looking really, you know, maybe seen people who look really diety and things like that because they have lost their fullness, which comes from having muscle. Okie dokie. So, you know, and if skinny is something that you're looking to be more, that's fine. I personally want to be more lean. I want to look strong. And I find that if I skip the part of building the lean muscle, I can begin to look really skinny when I lose weight. So that's why it was important for me, and it might be important for you. So building lean muscle is a full-time job, okay? Building lean muscle is almost like a full-time job, or having like a child or another fur baby. You need to feed it at the right time. You need to exercise and do the right exercise at the right time, and that's not crunches. You need to be doing proper strength training. So we recommend 3 HIIT workouts a week. We have lean, strong and curvy in our repertoire of kettlebell classes to do just that. You know, strong helps you to get strong in the upper body and build your lean muscle there. Curvy helps to build the curves into the lower body. And lean is the thing that I'm going to tell you about, which is also about doing interval style training. So you want to feed the muscle, so you need to do the heavy lifting, the strength training. Kettlebells are a great way for women to introduce themselves to that, or lifting, you know, lifting in a gym, for example. And when you do that, you then need to feed the muscle. So more often than not, ladies will find in my programs that they're eating more than they've ever eaten before. In fact, when they eat more, they lose more, and they can't believe that this is actually the case. But that's what the power of building lean muscle can do. And then on the other side, rather than trying to spot reduce fat, you can continue to let the muscle do its job, and then you can add in interval style training, which is Tabata style training, or HIIT style training, which is high intensity interval training, into your repertoire as well. Hence why we have lean, strong and curvy classes. We have warrior classes and super lean classes, which are our higher level or more advanced interval style training, as well as our cardio classes, our martial arts style fitness, etc. So instead of thinking about spot reducing fat, you work on building the lean muscle, okay? You eat to build the lean muscle. Then you will enjoy interval style training to help get rid of the fat. You can also do more compound based moves. So for example, to work specifically on having a strong core and being able to burn more fat, compound moves include kettlebell swings, deadlifts, front squats, front rack squats as we call them, plus a lot of the other compound and flow moves, which basically means that you use your lower body and your upper body at the same time. One thing that's fantastic about kettlebell training specifically, and what I know about, and that's why I tell people about it, is that you can burn upwards of 600 or 700 calories during a class whilst also building lean muscle. So it's a double whammy. So not only are you building the lean muscle, but because you're doing a lot of compound moves that are quite ballistic, that recruit hundreds of muscles all at one time, you get more bang for your buck, basically. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you've started to realize that you can't crunch your way to a fat stomach. What you need to focus on is building lean muscle, and this lean muscle comes from feeding the muscle and lifting heavier weights through strength training or kettlebell training, specifically what we do. And then you can add in interval style training to help blast the fat, which is really good for fat burning. But you can't miss this step. You can't go straight into the intervals because it's not going to help you to get you to the shape that you want. Excessive cardio can either make you look really skinny, or it can actually end up that you have lots of belly fat, because it actually increases your cortisol levels, which are a hormone specifically linked to stress. And long chain cardio, like long distance running, long distance biking, etc., can spike that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share one of my most popular blog posts underneath, which is what's the worst exercise to do if you're 35 and over, and what to do instead. It also helps to help you understand this spot training thing and what exercises you should do. But if you have any questions regarding this, if you want to know more about body shape change, if you want to know more about kettlebell training, then go over to my blog. I have so many different resources there and so many different ways that I can help you. Or you can reach out to me with a specific question, because I'll answer it here. It's Q&A as well as part of our Motivation Mondays. I'm here to help you to figure out how to get to your body and lifestyle goals. And other than that, I look forward to catching up with you then next Monday, and we'll do Motivation Monday again this time next week, and we'll get back on track with regards to that. So again, reach out if you need to, but other than that, enjoy your Monday, and I look forward to chatting with you all soon. Okay? Peace out.